Hi, this is Fried Effects. So today I'm going to try something a little different. I would like to teach you guys how to have better building in Minecraft. So today I'm just going to talk about the basics. It's going to be a pretty quick video. I'm going to try to keep it around 5 minutes or so. And it's really basic stuff, just like shape, symmetry, things like that. So if you already know this kind of stuff, you may want to skip this video. I'll be coming out with some more videos soon that talk about adding detail, depth, things like that, and like putting them all together in towns and also like interiors. And I may get into even more depth down the line, but for now, let's just talk about the basics. So the first thing I want to talk about is scale. So as you can see, we have this little building here. It's small, granted, but it's proportionally it's nice. It's got, one level to it. It's not too wide. It's not too tall. It's not too short. Just it's pleasing to the eye as far as like the size of it. So I'm going to show you this one over here. Now this by itself looks a little ridiculous because it's quite tall and it is very narrow and just looks like it's missing something. If there was like another house attached to it right here, it would look so much better because this could look like where like the stairwell would go, or it's like maybe a poor tower or something like that. Then we've got this guy. Now this is not as bad as it could be, but imagine if this was like a lot wider and just as short. It's not very deep, so it's just proportionally it's a little weird. It's just it would be nicer if it had, a little more height to it, or break it up or something of that nature. So it's just like something I wanted to talk about as far as the scale goes. You just want to make sure that things proportionally look good. And so the other thing I wanted to talk about was levels. So I built this house over here, and I built this on a hill. Let me come to this side so you can see better. So you can see right here where it's like on a hill down here, that this ground level, and then it just goes up the hill, and you just kind of stagger it up. I'll go inside and show you what I mean. So this is very small. I just did these quick little buildings so you can get an example. But so you'd have like kind of a lower level and go up some stairs, have another level here, go up some more stairs to another level. So in the real world, this would be called a split level house, or maybe like a tri-level. You've probably heard that term as well. So the nice thing about this particular style, though, is that it's way more interesting than, say, that. It's about the same amount of interior space, but it's just way more interesting. So don't be afraid to play with levels. So the last thing I wanted to talk about was symmetry. So this is a symmetrical building. This is an asymmetrical building. And the difference, obviously, is these two match both sides. This side, each side's different. So beauty is usually defined by symmetry, at least in the human face, but in the building world, this building is symmetrical. That building is asymmetrical. So in buildings, I think it's just the other way around. Now, granted, when you get to something very large, like the mega builds you see on YouTube, or like in the real world, like churches, or like the White House, or things like that, where it's a mirror image on either side of the other. That's fine. Like the richer, fancier buildings tend to start to get more symmetrical as they get larger. But for small houses and things, asymmetrical builds are going to be a lot better. So keep that in mind. And just because, this is a tiny little house, because it has this fireplace back here, that makes it asymmetrical. It's not the same. You don't have two fireplaces. You don't have two doors. You could even build like a little fence and a garden out front, use the landscape and stuff to your advantage. So just keep that in mind when you're building. And like I said, there'll be another video coming up shortly that will talk a little bit more about depth and just adding details and things like that. So stay tuned for that one. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.